Let me ask you something that I'm guessing nobody has ever asked you. When was the last time you were completely honest with yourself? Not the polished version, not the one you post on social media, the real version. The one you push back down every time it starts to rise. Because there's something I've noticed after studying people who've completely turned their lives around, and it goes against everything you've ever been told about change, about success, about why certain things in your life just won't budge. And I can't start this video without telling you what it is. Think of one thing in your life you've been trying to change for months, maybe years. It could be financial, it could be a relationship, it could be that weight you carry every single morning when you wake up and realize you're still standing in the exact same spot. Now be honest with me. How many times have you tried to change that situation by doing the exact same thing in a slightly different way? More hustle, more discipline, better strategies, more control. I know you've tried. I did too, for a long time. And what I found was genuinely unsettling. It's not the effort that's missing, it's not the strategy, it's not even the opportunity. What's missing is something far more fundamental, and most people never get close to it because they're looking in completely the wrong place. Stay with me through this video, because what I'm about to share might be the turning point you've been waiting for, the one you never had a name for. I want you to try a quick thought experiment right now. Imagine you're driving down an unfamiliar road at 3 in the morning, no GPS, no signs, just headlights cutting through the dark. You don't know where you're headed, but you keep pressing the gas because stopping feels worse than moving. That's exactly what most of us are doing with our own lives. We keep moving, but we have no idea where we're going. And here's the detail that changes everything. The destination of a human being isn't a place, it's an identity. There's a massive difference between someone who's always chasing something and someone who just shows up and the right things come to them. Sounds abstract? Let me make it concrete. But first, I need to tell you something that's going to feel counterintuitive. Because what I'm about to share goes against everything the hustle culture you grew up with has been telling you. And that's exactly why it works. Most people spend their entire lives trying to solve the right problems with the wrong tools. And worse, they don't even realize the tools are wrong. There's a law that governs all of this. Actually, 3 laws. And each one, on its own, has the power to quietly rewire the way you move through the world. The first law. You don't act based on what you want. You act based on who you believe you are. That might sound obvious when I say it like that, but sit with it for a second. A person who believes at the deepest unconscious level that they don't deserve financial success will sabotage every opportunity that comes their way. Not because they're lazy, not because they're not smart enough, but because action always follows identity, never desire. You can want to get in shape with every fiber of your being, but if your identity says, "I'm just not someone who sticks to routines," your body will follow the identity, not the wish. So the work doesn't start with your calendar. It doesn't start with a meal plan or a budget spreadsheet. It starts with one question: who do I actually believe I am? And here's an exercise you can do right now. Grab a piece of paper and write down 3 things you believe about yourself that you've never once questioned. 3 things you've just always known to be true about who you are. I promise you, that list is the map of everything that keeps repeating in your life. If this is already landing for you, share this video with someone you know who's stuck in a cycle they can't quite put their finger on. Sometimes we don't know we need an idea until someone puts it right in front of us. And if you're not subscribed yet, do that now. This is the kind of content I bring to this channel, the stuff that goes deep, not just fast. The second law. Real transformation isn't linear. It's invisible before it's obvious. Have you ever seen a stone shaped by a river? The water doesn't carve the stone all at once. It flows and flows and flows for months, for years, and the stone looks exactly the same until one day it doesn't.
Most people quit right in that gap, when the transformation is already happening on the inside but hasn't shown up on the outside yet. They look at their bank account, their relationship, their reflection in the mirror, and they think nothing's changed, and they give up right at the moment when they were closest. The people I've studied who genuinely transformed their lives all had one strange thing in common. They kept going without proof. They kept going even when it felt pointless. Not out of stubbornness, but because they had stopped using external results as evidence of internal change. They knew the shift was happening even before it was visible. And that completely changes your relationship with time, with patience, with the process itself.
The third law: what you tolerate defines who you're becoming. This is the hardest one, and the one most people quietly skip over. Every time you tolerate something that goes against the person you want to become, a conversation that makes you feel small, an environment that drains you, a version of your own behavior you excuse because it was a rough day, you're sending a message to the deepest part of yourself. And that message says, "This is what I deserve. This is who I am." The opposite is equally true. Every time you hold a standard that honors who you're trying to become, even when it's uncomfortable, even when no one's watching, you're building the identity that will hold up everything else you want to create. Tolerance isn't weakness. It's an identity choice, made every single day. And the question worth sitting with tonight, before you go to sleep, is this: what did I put up with today? And what does that say about who I'm becoming? If you made it this far, you're already in the top 1% of people who don't just consume, they actually want to understand. Hit the like button on this video, not for the number, but as a signal to yourself that you're taking this seriously, that you're already a little different from the version of you who pressed play. There's a moment in every person's life when they stop asking, "Why does this keep happening to me?" and start asking, "What is this trying to show me about myself?" That's the moment everything shifts, not because the world changed, but because the question did. And the question you ask determines the kind of life you live. The 3 laws I shared today aren't theory. They're the difference between people who spend decades trapped in the same loop and people who, seemingly overnight, appear to have completely changed their lives. Except it wasn't overnight. It was quiet, invisible work, done in the privacy of who they chose to become. The only thing I'm asking you to do right now is to not let this video be just another thing you watched and moved on from. Grab that piece of paper, answer those questions, find out what you've believed about yourself without ever questioning it. Because I can promise you this: the life you want is already waiting on the other side of the version of yourself you haven't given yourself permission to be yet. It all starts with one honest conversation, the hardest one you'll ever have, the one with yourself. See you in the next video, and thank you for being here.